are live, I think. Yep, we're live, I'm pretty sure. Let's go to the channel. And we shall start. All right. Yep. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? What's up, Don, James, Dennis? How y'all doing, man? Yeah. What's up, Bobo? Master Shinobi, Chili, what's up? What's up? Hit that like button. Let's go ahead and share it around. Let's get more people in here. What's up, Mega Dave? How you doing, brother? Or so, man, hopefully, just make sure everything looks good on your guys' end. Hold on, before I start talking. Let me just look. Okay, everything looks fine. What's up, Lay? So, oh, Dennis, what's up? So you guys already know the deal, man. Y'all heard Spider-Man and Disney, they cannot come up with a deal when it comes to Spider-Man and the MCU. Now, I'm not really going to go on super long on this live stream. You guys already know. I want to share my thoughts on this. Pretty much a lot of people have shared some good points on this. But one thing I am seeing a lot of, and it's kind of sad that we are doing this right now. A lot of people are just siding with companies rather than just siding with the character, you know? I see people saying I'm team Sony on this particular end. One side, I'm saying I'm team Disney on this end. Here's the situation, guys. Really, none of you should be on either side in this. Instead, you should just be looking out for the best for the actual character when it comes to Spider-Man in this situation. So, Spider-Man is no longer going to be supposedly in the MCU, and it sucks because right now you guys already know the situation with Disney, right? We're about to get the X-Men. You know, not just the X-Men, we're about to get the Fantastic Four. So the fact that we won't be able to see something like, you know, Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four, or hell, Spider-Man even with the X-Men, it's pretty sad. You know, that hurts. That hurts all of us. Nobody wins in this particular case. And if you want to add more to it, let's look at the situation that's just going on as we speak, right? Spider-Man has been at an all-time high in terms of the popularity. Now, obviously, Spider-Man has always been a popular character. But what I mean by an all-time high, the last time we had the amount of just Spider-Man love, right, was back when Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. You guys remember, Spider-Man 2, the love for Spider-Man was at an all-time just ridiculous pinnacle height. You know, all of us were talking about Spider-Man 2. All of us were talking about Spider-Man. You couldn't escape Spider-Man lore. You couldn't escape the Spider-Man love, so to speak. It was just so much, you know? Spider-Man it was amazing. The fact that we're not getting that we're not going to more than likely not get that type of love anymore is sad. You know, and I don't want to see this. I don't want to see nothing in like this. The possibilities of everything that was going on with Marvel and the partnership that just was made. It sucks to see it in like this. Now, we lost Stan Lee. I think it was later on this year we lost Stan Lee. The fact that we lost Stan Lee in the midst of this, again, it just adds that much more gravity to how bad the situation is, you know? I don't want to it sucks, man. It really does suck. I don't want to see anything in like this. I just don't. I don't know about y'all. I can't get down. Like, I can't be supportive of this. You know? I just can't. Spider-Man is one of my all-time favorite, characters. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my all-time favorites. I've always been a Spider-Man fan. Always will be a Spider-Man fan. You know? I've bought games that a lot of people might not like for Spider-Man. I mean, I love them. Some of the movie license, games I bought. The lore for Spider-Man, I'm heavy into. And to coming and or actually after coming from Spider-Man Far From Home, right? Spider-Man Far From Home took a character which is Mysterio. Mysterio is probably one of the most complicated characters to get right in terms of not just a movie, but in terms of just getting right in terms of games. They took Mysterio, guys. This is how brilliant the partnership between Sony and Marvel is. They took Mysterio, a very complicated character, and made him into something just perfect when it came to Far From Home. That is how well done he is in Far From Home. I kid you not. Spider-Man is that dope, or Mysterio is that dope. You'll notice what I'm talking about when you go see the movie. The simple tie-in with this character, how easy they were able to do it, everything. It speaks volumes, you know? And to see everything from the organic growth of Peter Parker, from the first prototype suit, from seeing Peter Parker go from this, this character that not many people like Tom Holland's Spider-Man at first. When you first saw it at first glance, a lot of people like, he's a little too young, right? They made him a little too young. But to see him organically grow into this mega star, and to see Tom Holland's version really inspire kids, that was the payoff of having a younger Spider-Man. Sure, it's true that we don't have an older Spider-Man, right? We don't have the Tobey Maguire version, so we don't see him working at pizza joints. We don't see him balancing everyday life in terms of jobs. But that's where the organic growth comes into play. This is where the potential of, Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man could have been even bigger if they continued with this partnership. They could have easily had Tom get older and have his job and his struggles pay a factor or paint a factor into his superhero, abilities. Everything. And I don't want to see this stuff get washed away. I just don't. A TV show, I already see people talking about TV shows with Spider-Man. Let's be real here. Ain't nobody hyping on TV show for no Spider-Man. Let's keep it the way it should be, the movies. But if we can't come to a deal, then I understand. It's going to be tough for everybody if they can't come up with a deal. I understand. It's bad enough that the situation has escalated to where it is now. It is bad enough that it's gotten here, but it's just too much, man. And especially with Marvel and the way things are going, we just got confirmation for Blade. We got Loki TV show coming out. We got Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Obviously, Black Panther 2 is going to come out, right? Everything. At this current time where superhero films have pretty much become the Star Wars film in a weird way, right? In terms of like that global phenomenon, that is how big superhero films have become as of late. And the fact that, Peter is not going to be part of it is just, it's not good, man. It's not a good sign. Let me shout out to everybody in the chat. Hold on. Let me scroll down. What's up, Clay? What's up, Stardust? Terry, what's up? Sam. Now, what's up, Bray? Now, in terms of the marketing, right? I know a lot of people talking about the games. The games are coming to question about this. Did Marvel completely fund the games you're looking at? Spider-Man PS4. It was actually a tag team effort, guys. Sony put money towards a bus, which was obviously, actually showcased. I don't know if you saw Far From Home, but it's actually in Far From Home, the movie. Sony actually put money up to make that bus. That was advertising Spider-Man PS4, and Marvel went the extra mile to make a train for the game. So both sides contributed in terms of making Spider-Man the game this much more special. Both sides contributed, It's not like one side did this and the other did not, didn't do anything. No, they all sides contributed. They both were looking out for the character's best interests. But the fact of the matter still remains. It still remains. Spider-Man should not. This is one character that we should be treating like the Holy Grail, so to speak. This is one of the most beloved superheroes out there. And since we don't have Iron Man no longer in the MCU, those of you that already know, we don't have Iron Man in the MCU anymore because, of a few obvious reasons. Number one being what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. He's not coming back, right? Chris Evans, we do have Chris Evans supposedly coming back for the What If story, but again, half of the cast is not here anymore. So they needed Spider-Man to be that next particular lead. You know, with Iron Man stepping away. Iron Man was the founder, I guess you can say, right? And then Spider-Man was going to be the one that took out the mantle. Just kind of like you see Captain America, you know, passing the mantle over to what's his name? To I forgot his name. To Sam Falcon. You know, you see this stuff. So I don't think anybody wins, to be honest with y'all. To be fair with all of you, I don't think anybody wins on this side. I know a lot of people want to pick sides. None of you should be picking sides, man. Nobody wins in this situation. A lot of people want to see Sony go down. Hell, if you guys didn't hear already, and this was reported, but it turns out that what was it, Tom Holland? Tom Holland actually unfollowed Sony on Instagram. Kid you not. And even his dad is trying to like lobby Sony to sign this deal to keep it going and, you know, and keep this character going. But let's be realistic here. When Sony first signed on to this deal with Marvel, they didn't sign on to have their money, like, you know, to accept less money for the character. This is one character that they put a lot of resources in to begin with. Even before they had the deal with Marvel, you know, Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi film, that's all they had. They didn't have no collaboration with Marvel at all. You know, they just continued to do what they did. They gave Marvel the credits, because let's be real here, Spider-Man is a Marvel character, right? It was made by Marvel, but that was pretty much it. That was the links of where that partnership was going to go. The fact that they were open this time around and didn't have, let's have Disney come out of left field and say, you know what? I want 50-50 of what you're getting because, you know, Spider-Man Far From Home is the first Spider-Man film to reach over $1 billion. Come on, man. Let's be real here. Sony wasn't going to say no or wasn't going to, you know, accept that and go, yeah, sure, I'm going to accept that deal. No. Why would Sony accept a deal like that? We knew Sony wasn't going to accept that. And I don't know who to be more mad at. I don't know who to be mad at. Should I be mad at Disney for even coming at them for with that type of, you know, situation? Should I be mad at Sony for, you know, not willing to do it? Now, there was another deal that was supposedly trying to be made. Sony was trying to do, I think it was like 70 to 30%, something like that, 30%, and Sony would take 70. That's what Sony was trying to get going on too, and I don't think Disney was going to accept that at all. Now, keep in mind, Disney did fund a lot of stuff, right? Disney did help a lot with the movie as well in terms of marketing. You know, they were giving Sony full profit and whatnot. But a lot of people can argue and saying that, well, the reason why Disney did that is because Disney was expecting a 50%, you know, cut in this new one. But again, even with that particular, you know, mindset, it wasn't going to happen. It wasn't going to happen. Sony wasn't going to do it. You know, they weren't going to do it. This isn't Sony back in like what? This isn't the old Sony right now. This is like today's Sony. Sony's not as like ridiculously insanely profitable like they were back when they had the Walkmans and whatnot, right? You know, they can't afford to take crazy price cuts like that. They just can't. And nobody's going to do that on their own, you know, character that they own. Just not going to do it. So the fact that Marvel has lost this version of Spider-Man, it just, nobody wins in the long run. No, nobody wins. I don't see nobody winning. And it hurts, man. Really does hurt. What's up, Free Flow? What's up, Christopher Loco? If I didn't say what's up. What's up, Rosilla? What's up? Terry, what's going on? How you doing? Spartan, what's up? Said this needs to die off already. The thing is, right? I really do not see Marvel killing them off in the MCU. I don't think they will do it. What I think they're probably going to try to do, because there's already reports of it, them trying to do the TV show. Again, I just said it. Even with a TV show and them trying to salvage it with a TV show, it's just not going to be the same. More people want movies. We don't want no TV show with Spider-Man. We just don't want it. You know, it works for certain characters like Daredevil. Daredevil, it naturally works with. It's cool to see characters like that get TV shows. It's cool to see characters like Like Luke Cage, for example, right? Get TV show. It works for those type of characters. But for Spider-Man, Spider-Man is a character that you need to treat with respect. That character deserves his own movie, period. That's just it. That's how it is. You know, it's kind of like Blade. Because remember, Blade doesn't necessarily go well when it comes to TV shows. Remember, we saw that with that recently canceled TV show with Blade. You know, it was a terrible TV show. You know, it doesn't work. It just doesn't flow naturally with it. Said this is fun. I think both sides, man. Both sides are screwing up. They're both looking at it from companies' perspectives instead of looking at it from just a fan's perspective in general. Even though I'm pretty sure, you know, a lot of you agree they won't look at that regardless. And I agree, it won't be looked like that anytime soon. But even when you look at it from the companies or from the fans' perspective, you gotta look at it. You gotta be realistic about everything, man. Just it's terrible that we got here. You know, it's just terrible. Everything that they built upon with this character, especially even going the extra mile to set him up the way they did for Far From Home or after Far From Home, and just have it be wiped away because of this. It doesn't sit well. You know, it's not gonna sit well. And they do try to replace him. I mean, fans are not stupid. They see the situation involving Spider-Man. You know, they see the situation. Everybody's gonna notice when they try to kill him off or do something stupid. It's kind of like The Walking Dead when they killed off Carl. I remember when Carl got killed off in The Walking Dead. Remember how drastically it hurt the show? A lot of people felt like, okay, well, if you're killing off Carl, then you're killing off the future right there. And many people saw that with The Walking Dead. This is what Disney is essentially doing with Spider-Man. You know, they kill him off in the MCU. Because how many other big characters do they have at this point in time? You know? What else do you have? Falcon? Falcon's not enough. Captain America is only coming back for the what if storyline that they're going to be doing. That's it. That's it. He's not coming back officially. Chris Evans is pretty much done with the character. He's been trying to leave since Winter Soldier. You know, he's been trying to leave. He's been wanting out of his contract. And now that he's finally got it with the amazing Endgame film, right? He's pretty much done. He doesn't need Marvel. Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson is still going to do her movies because she has her own standalone movie that's going to launch called Black Widow. So she's going to get her own standalone movie. And obviously, you know, Blade and Black Panther and whatnot are going to get theirs. That's another, you know, that's the next thing as well. So, you know, you see it how it is. It's just, they don't have nothing else. Iron Man is no longer a thing. Iron Man is done. You know, Pepper Potts, a.k.a. Gwyneth Paltrow, she's no longer in the MCU. Batista, there was rumors that Batista is not going to be playing Drax the Destroyer anymore after this particular Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So there's reports that he's not returning. You know, it's terrible. This is not a good time. And this is a bad time for fans in general. It's not just a bad time for Disney, and it's not just a bad time for, you know, Sony. It's a bad time for fans in general. Everybody. We don't need this happening right now. We don't. You know? We need answers, man. We need all this. You said Guardians will carry MCU? Yes, somewhat. Somewhat. You know, Guardians is okay, right? It's okay, but not enough. X-Men and Deadpool ain't enough. I agree. It's not enough. If Disney buys Sony Cloud, don't think so. Disney ruined Star Wars. I saw The Last Jedi. I can see where you're coming from. The Last Jedi definitely has a lot of questions that are not answered, for sure. It caused more questions than it was good for when it came to The Last Jedi. So I can see exactly where you're coming from in that regard. But then, of course, this is not about Star Wars. You know, Star Wars is a different thing. MCU is meh. I wouldn't say that. MCU is good, man. MCU has a lot of potential with these characters. The problem with the MCU, I would say they try to build their world centered around one character. Like we saw this with Captain America. Remember how Captain America became a central part in terms of the storytelling with Hydra and whatnot, right? And that led us through a lot of these films. and then it transitioned into Iron Man, who was the first Avenger, that they created for the MCU, and then that kind of transitioned more into it as well. So they kind of do rely heavily on certain characters more than others. Will there be an Aquaman? Yeah, there's going to be an Aquaman. He's getting a sequel. DC is still pumping out their movies. Yeah, DC will continue to pump out their movies. It hurts, man. That really does hurt. And hell, DC's got some other problems though. Aren't they recasting Batman? Didn't they just do like a thing, like a weird recasting for Batman? I think Ben Affleck's not going to be Batman again, right, guys? Isn't that what's going on? So, yeah, DC's got their own thing they got to worry about in that regard. So, y'all won't be getting a Spider-Man PS4 too? Yeah, we will. Spider-Man PS4, the sequel will happen. It's going to happen. As far as Tom Holland's involvement in the cinematic universe, he is contracted to do, I think, one more film or two more films. So they already have that. It's just the director, the director or something like that is not involved, or he will be involved in one more. And then after that, his involvement won't be completely done because he was contracted for one or two more films. So after those films are done, I'm pretty sure that's it. They're not going to do anything else when it comes to Spider-Man, which is sad. And what's even more telling though, too, Stan Lee's daughter came out recently as of right now, and she has some very choice words when it came to Marvel. She said that Marvel didn't even hit her up after her father died. After that, she's basically saying that Disney just went into this monopolized type of state and tried to like control everything, and just became the corporate, greed approach, or went with things the corporate greed approach. So she made some interesting points about Marvel, and she actually is siding with Sony. But again, the point of this stream, I don't want any of you to side with anybody. I just want all of you to be realistic here. Let's not side with any company. Let's side with with the character. The character is what matters at the end of the day. Mr. Boom, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Stan Lee did all he can do to build the universe we all know and love. Now it's up to these companies to rip it all. Yeah, that is true. Hey, Boom, if you wanna jump in here, man, jump in here. I got the link in the description, man. Hop in here. I'm talking about this whole ordeal. If you wanna share your thoughts, definitely love to hear your thoughts on it. If you wanna add something to it, but yeah, it's just. The situation, I do agree though. It just, I don't want to see nothing be ripped to shreds, man. Nah, we don't deserve that. It's been too much. We're all too invested into this franchise. We're all too invested into these characters to have these characters be ripped away like this. It just, none of us deserve our characters to be ripped away like this. None of us, and you already know Sony is going to, if they do see that they can make profit, they're going to go for it. For example, look at Venom. A lot of you see the review scores for Venom. Venom did not do so well in terms of review scores from critics, right? But Venom sold ridiculously well, and that's what Sony sees. They can go. They're at this mentality where it's like, yeah, the reviewers didn't like the films, right? But the fans did, and the fans accepted it. And guess what? We got what we got with Venom. That's what they're seeing it. And now Venom is at what, $800 million at the box office. So obviously Sony is on a new level of hype train right now when it comes to the Spider-Man license. They're like, yeah, we did this, we did that, but we got this. And that's the situation with Sony and the character. Let's see. There's reporting that the original 50-50 report was falsified and leaked by a Sony employee close to the negotiation to get people to turn on Marvel. Really? Hey, I've been here, Boom. I've been here, definitely. Oh, he can't. Oh, he's on the road. Damn. Oh man, really? It was falsified? Wow. I looked a little bit more into this too. Both of their stocks, in terms of Sony and of course Disney, actually dropped. Sony's stock dropped like 5%, then it went up and then supposedly dropped again. Disney stock dropped as well, which is, it's normal when, stuff like this happens. But it should go to show that I don't think anybody's really choosing sides. I think both of them, I think everybody in terms of investors are just disappointed in both of them. They can't just really look past the dollars and just really treat this character with the respect that it deserves. Come on, let's be real here. Spider-Man is their next gem. Far From Home is a prime example of that in terms of storytelling and in terms of, visual effects. That is their next type of thing that they should be treating with, passion. And the fact that it's come down to a few dollars, come on, man. That ain't the way we should be doing this at all. Let's see, just money. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I wouldn't say that. Well, the way people are acting, or the way both of them are acting, it would not be. I would not, put it past them, Darren, in terms of both of them. Information. Yeah, that is true, Christopher. It could be a trick on Disney's front as well. Could be. Disney streaming service will be huge. Yes, that is true. They're putting a lot of resources into their streaming service, so they're definitely going to be tripling up on that for sure. But it's just, at what cost, guys? Like, what cost the streaming service? Like, at what cost in terms of all the buildup that we've had with these characters? Are you guys really hyped for a streaming service right now after this news with this character? We were doing so well. I mean, Stan Lee got his wish before he passed away. Spider-Man was officially in the world that he wanted him in. And now that he's gone, the deal has to fall flat? No, that's not fair to no fans. It's not fair. It's not fair to anybody. It's not fair. Disney greed is insatiable. I would say corporate greed as a whole is insatiable. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. Sony being the one that leaked this is because they immediately went to Twitter and posted a bullshit statement. Why not sit down with the New York Times? I see where you're coming from. I definitely see what you're coming from. I didn't even care before that. No God said, can y'all clear this up? The Spider-Man. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up? Sony owns Spider-Man and all the villains in the Spider-Man universe. Is this correct? If so, they'll be fine without the MCU. Yes, Spider-Man owns the movie rights to Spider-Man. I was talking to Boom about this, and supposedly, I think Boom said, I think it was Boom and I think a few others said that Sony doesn't own the actual what's the name rights? The what was it? Not the movie rights, but it was the gaming rights. That's what it was. They don't own the gaming rights. So basically, the fear was that Disney was going to basically stick it to Sony by basically putting Spider-Man on multiple platforms. That was the big thing that was going around. Do I think they would do it? Well, Disney is known, right? Disney is known for some shady things. I mean, just look what they did with the whole to get back at what was it? Paramount? Was it Paramount Pictures who had Paramount Pictures who had the X-Men license. So, they are definitely doing that. Yes, yeah, they own the movie rights. What's up, Vic Kid? How you doing? Good to see you, brother. It's been a while. Let's see here. This is tough, man. It's tough for fans in general. I don't think anybody wins. I think we all can agree, right? Nobody wins. Whether you're a diehard Marvel fan or not, you can't sit here and tell me that both of us win. Like either side's winning this, because nobody's winning this at all. Nobody. We're all losing at the end of the day, and it's just very unfortunate. We don't deserve this. We all invested our time. We all invested our money into these characters. And for these characters just to be ripped away like this, nah, it's not fair. Blade, even though a lot of us are excited for Blade, y'all know me. Like I just said, I voiced my excitement for the character. Blade is just not enough. It's not enough for me to go, yeah, MCU is going to be back in full effect. Y'all feel me? It's just not enough. And that's me saying it as a fan, not me saying that because like I'm upset about the Spider-Man deal. I'm saying it as a fan. Like I watched every single Blade movie. I am that hooked on the Blade lore. I loved it. I love Stephen Dorff's portrayal as Deacon Frost. You know what I'm saying? I love that. I thought Deacon Frost, played by Stephen Dorff, was a brilliant move back, for its time. So, just does do much for me. What's up, Slow Mo? What's up, Jack Knife? Who else is in here? Shout out to everybody in here. Hit that like button. Let's see here. Let me read what he said. Disney had Marvel Comics in the Fantastic Four comics and basically shit all over X-Men for years. They didn't want any epic storylines being written that Fox could turn into movies. Facts. That is so true. Which would lead me to, well, this is why I believe, a lot of people understand, or this is why people have come to that conclusion, that Marvel would do some crazy shit like that to Spider-Man, They would slowly low-key kill him outside of the movies with the comics. And they did do that with the X-Men comics. And they did do that, It sucks. It really does suck. X-Men, though. X-Men is another bag on its own, Like, I don't know if anybody can... Well, I know Marvel can do it right? But... it's just sad. Every time we get to like a big storyline that matters when it comes to X-Men, it's always a disappointment. X-Men Apocalypse, massive disappointment. Every time we got to the Phoenix storyline, massive disappointment. The first one, especially, X-Men 3 was atrocious. We got to this one, Dark Phoenix. Some people like Dark Phoenix, and that's understandable. If you like Dark Phoenix, you like Dark Phoenix. But me personally, I thought Dark Phoenix was unnecessary. It just didn't feel like it was necessary at all. And the way people acted, the way the actors were acting in their roles, it felt like they were just ready for their contract to end, especially with Jennifer Lawrence, the way she was killed off. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't flow. Yep, that is true. They did kill off Logan. That is so true. Yeah, Blade's not enough, bro. Blade's not enough. Can't wait to see Venom and Spider-Man crossovers. Yeah, the Venom crossover with Carnage and whatnot is going to be lit. I can see that being lit. Whoa. But I can see that definitely being lit. Venom and Spider-Man and Carnage. So obviously, when they do this is going to be their cop-out, right? I'm guessing Peter is just going to come back from wherever he was, right? Let's say vacation. And I guess he'll mix with the the Venom symbiote, and then Venom will get his Spider-Man symbol on his chest finally, because that was missing in the Venom movie. So that's going to happen eventually. You said First Class was great. Yeah, First Class was amazing. I liked X-Men First Class. What else was there? X-Men First Class was amazing. X-Men Days of Future Past was epic as well. After that, though, that was about it in terms of the X-Men. In terms of my hype for it, I wasn't really feeling X-Men like that after those two movies. So, yeah, X-Men has some movies that were good. They don't make any mistakes developing Spider-Man 2 for PS5. They violate the contract in any way, and Disney can cancel the game to use as leverage. Good point, Slomo. Good point. Yeah, I do too. I think it will be sorted out very soon, and hopefully it does in a timely, fashion. Hopefully everybody comes to a conclusion where it benefits everybody. Sony offered a new deal. I think it was 70-30, but odds are that might not actually be a thing, and then reports coming out that the 50-50 deal was supposedly a lie. Well, shall see, man. Shall see. But let's see here. What about Black Cat or Silver Sable movie? Ain't nobody. I mean, well, I would probably watch it, but I don't know. I don't think anybody will care for a Black Cat or Silver Sable. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of people know who Black Cat really is. In terms of, unless you played the game, maybe you know her from the game, but a lot of people don't know who Black Cat really is. Games make more than movies. Yep. Good point. Yeah, point. Let's see here. I think I got everything out of my system with this. I just wanted to make a quick stream, and a lot of you asked me about that. And there's a report coming out, Spartan, that supposedly was a lie, the 50-50 deal, supposedly. So I don't even know what to believe at this point, you know? I just hope everything is sorted out, you know? I hope everything is sorted out eventually. That's why they killed Taylan. Started to make room for females to shine in the MCU. Women movies are linked as, or liked as much, though. Yeah. Captain Marvel did good. Captain Marvel did extremely good, but I do understand what you're saying. Those movies are not really that well received. Let's see. Yeah, that's real. The 70-30 is real, but this supposedly, people are saying that the 50-50 deal is a lie, supposedly. That's what's going on, you know? That's the big supposed lie, is that the 50-50 deal is not really legit. So this is why I'm just, you know, I just want everything to be sorted out, man, you know? Because if you see Far From Home, you know exactly why I'm doing this stream. You know what I'm saying? So much potential was revealed at the end. It should not be ending like this at all. So, you know, that's how I see it. Do you have any high hopes for the Fantastic Four? You know, it's funny you said that. Bray. I said this on the Breakfast with Boom podcast with Boom. He was in the chat. Shout out to him, aka Double Barrel Gaming. Shout out to him. But I said on his podcast the other day with King David. I'm kind of like tired, so to speak, of Fantastic Four, and not because I don't want to see the movies or anything like that. It's I've been overshadowed with so many bad ones. You know, the first Fantastic Four film did nothing for me to get me hyped. The second one was atrocious with Galactus. Then we got the brand spanking new remake, which completely made no sense. Then they killed Dr. Doom even further in terms of making him a serious villain, right? Like, even that was just worse. I just was not feeling it at all with the world. But I can see where a lot of people were getting their hyped, back because, Marvel's got the license now. So, there is potential because Dr. Doom is a lot more sinister in the comics. Dr. Doom is more sinister than Thanos in the comics. He even had the Infinity Gauntlet at one point. He had two different alternate realities in the comics. So we're getting that Dr. Doom. Oh yeah, and then best believe I'll be on another level in terms of hype when it comes to Fantastic Four, for sure. Is MCU Spidey leaving really official though? They're not coming to any conclusions. Like they're not coming to any agreement right now. Kid. So yeah, it would appear that it would be legit happening very soon. He is contracted again, like I said, to do I think one more film. Tom Holland. The original deal for Tom Holland was like 5 or 6 film appearances. 2 of which were early on. One he was in. Civil War. That was his first introduction. Then after that, there was Homecoming. After Homecoming, there was Far From Home. And before Far From Home, he had the 2 Avengers films. So yeah, he had like 5 or 6 appearances in his contract because they were going to treat it his films like school year. So freshman, sophomore, junior, and then senior year. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were treating his high school years with the film. So, I'm pretty sure he's going to finish that up and then be done. But right now, that's pretty much where everything is heading right now. Oh, he's still here. Yeah, Boom's still here. I thought he left. My bad. But yeah, shout out to Boom. Um, I know Slow Mo though. Though Slow Mo was really hyped for Fantastic Four. I know who he is. I'm just not. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Slow Mo. They did it so bad. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see Fantastic Four right now. At least I'm hyped for it. I'm excited for it. But I'm not. I don't really want to see it right now. I remember I was talking to Boom the other day and King David, and we were all asking or I was asking them, how are they going to even do Galactus? If Galactus is the next big threat, if they don't treat Doctor Doom as such, who's the next big threat? Is it Galactus? How do you treat Galactus? Remember Galactus is the size of the planet, so how do you fight a cosmic being of that that size? How do you do that? Do they do something from X-Men Days of Future Past? You guys remember the nightmare scene where Apocalypse got to the size of a skyscraper and almost squashed Professor X? I remember that scene. Are they going to do something like that? Is he going to be a shapeshifter like Ant-Man? Or not shapeshifter, but, will he be manipulating his size like Ant-Man? How do you do that? So, very difficult for me. So, 0 points or anything comic books, but I adore the Batman trilogy. Yes, they're gritty. Yeah, I understand. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. I've seen an article saying that he's contracted to be in 2 more films. There's still 2 more films happening. There you go, Big Kid, for sure. Just don't make him a large, colorful cloud. Oh my God! Don't bring that up. That was horrible. This man was a cloud with teeth and and what's his name? Fantastic Four. That was terrible. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Maybe it was budget. You never know, Slomo. Maybe it was the budget, but still a cloud. Yeah, I don't understand what they were thinking about with that. That was horrible. Oh man, that was terrible. Live stream tweets and discussions. Yeah, good point. Me dip. Oh, that's what me and discussing. Okay. Yeah, a lot of good points. A lot of good points in the chat. Definitely a lot of good points in the chat. Oh man, the Spider-Man love is real. It shouldn't end like this, but I think we all agree, nobody should be siding with either company. We should be siding with the character and what's best for the character. So that was pretty much the point of the stream. I just wanted to share my thoughts on a few things regarding it. I know a lot of you asked me how come I didn't do a stream. I just didn't really want to do it yet. I wanted to collect my thoughts on the matter before I even did a stream. So that's what that's about. But yeah, I finally found use for this little layout that I made for you guys live, which is funny. So it sucks that it has to be for this particular topic, but I guess that's life for you, right? Master shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody who came through. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Definitely share it around. I would appreciate it. For those of you that are new, that just subscribed, welcome to the channel. And everybody else that that's been here from the jump, man. Make sure you hit that bell icon. You know how YouTube is, but I think YouTube is fixing itself. I got a few hints earlier this morning, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, your boy will be back like always with more news, everything. And I'll see you guys Sunday for the RGT and Gamer Couch podcast live on the channel. For those of you that have asked me about that, yes, I moved the RGT to Sunday to go with the Gamer Couch, so that way we all can just put on a super show for y'all, as opposed to y'all having to worry about making 2 shows. I know a lot of you hit me up about this all the time. Like, I can't make RGT, or I missed RGT. Well, we're going to be doing that until Foxy gets his PC situation sorted out. All right? So that's what we're going to be doing for y'all. We're going to be doing that one big show for y'all, 2 hours. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of news to go over. So I will see you guys until then. Shout out to everybody again in the chat. Hold on. Yes, I talked about that in the stream as well, Gaminator. But yeah, I seen that. So just rewinding back. I talked about that in the stream. But yeah, till next time, man. Y'all be blessed. Y'all be easy. And I will see you guys on the next one. Later.